Hey, well, today I'm angry about our lost opportunity, and I'm talking about 19 years ago, the occasion of the first attack on the American mainland, the World Trade Center attacks primarily, although it did also involve an attack on the Pentagon and the White House. So let's talk about what the lost opportunity is. What am I referring to? I'm referring to the fact that after this attack, the world was rallying behind us. We were supported by the entire world. There may have been some group that was not behind us, but the support, the feeling of the world towards the United States has not been equaled since then. What have we done in the last 19 years to change things? Well, the attack happened on September the 11th. 3 days later, Congress passed the authorization for use of military force against terrorists. That was 3 days after the attack. And the problem with this resolution is if you look at how broadly stated it is, it grants the president the authority to use, quote, all necessary and appropriate force against those who he determined planned, authorized, committed, or aided the September 11th attack, or who harbored said persons or groups. And that wide open language is responsible for the quagmire that we've driven ourselves into. It started very shortly after that, on October the 7th, when we invaded Afghanistan. This was less than a month later. We had asked Afghanistan to extradite Osama bin Laden, who we accused of having masterminded the attacks, and we claimed that we had evidence against him. But when we refused to provide that evidence to Afghanistan, they refused to extradite bin Laden. And as I point out, less than a month after the attacks, we were invading Afghanistan. Now, I know I'm going a little bit off track because I'm talking about the lost opportunity, but let's point just a quick finger at our scattershot approach. Almost all of the hijackers who attacked us on September 11th were Saudi Arabian, yet our immediate focus was on Afghanistan. No one has ever suggested credibly that we invade Saudi Arabia, even though there is credible evidence that they not only had citizens involved in the attack, but also helped to finance it. But that's a topic for another day. Today we're talking about the lost opportunity, and what I'm talking about is our response. The response is always the problem, not the initial action. Look at Richard Nixon. His cover-up, his response was what caused him a problem, and our response to the September 11th attack on us has cost us tremendously. We are seen around the world now as a hazard, as a potentially dangerous military force. America is not seen as a beacon of hope and light. The world does not look upon us anymore as warmly and kindly as it did 19 years ago. We've squandered that opportunity with our headlong militaristic approach to all things. We are in Afghanistan. We can't get out. Even if the president wants to get troops out of Afghanistan, he seems unable to persuade the military to actually withdraw them. We are a militaristic empire. We have troops in uncounted countries around the world. I think we have something like 57 different embassies, countries that we're either maintaining diplomatic relationships with or interfering with. But we had an opportunity 19 years ago to be venerated by the world. We could have been kings of the planet by acclamation. Instead, we've adopted the approach of we want to be kings of the world by force. This is never going to work. We had a golden opportunity twice in my lifetime. First, when the Berlin Wall came down, we could have normalized relations with Russia. We could have saved all that military spending. We could have devoted it to our own people, improving the inner cities, for example. We didn't. We continually expand. I guess that's the role of empire, to continue to want to expand. But September 11th, the second opportunity when we were attacked and the world rallied behind us, that was our last opportunity to be a kindly face to the world. Instead, we're a snarling military one. It's a tremendous wasted opportunity, one of the great, grievous miscalculations of my time. 19 years later, the legacy of 9/11 is not that the US is acclaimed by the world, it's that the US is feared by the world. That's a tremendous loss. Please, let's wake up.